Good morning, everyone. Welcome today to this very, very special session. And I think it was something that was long pending for all of us to experience. Okay. And I am so grateful for our very special friend, plus radical, community fraternity partner, Dr. Preeti Savardekar, to be here to help us out. Okay, so before we begin today's session, I'd like you all to look at your skin a little differently. Yeah, most of us, we think of skin as something physical. We notice its color, texture, appearance, and of course, any condition that shows up on it. But what if the skin is doing more than just protecting the body? Yeah, because what if it is also communicating something about our inner world? Yeah. After all, skin is the largest organ of the body. It is that boundary between us and the world. It is where we experience touch, connection, protection, and exposure. It is literally where our inner world and outer world meet. Have you ever noticed how emotions show up on the skin? Most of us do, right? We blush when we are embarrassed. We become pale when we are frightened. Stress can trigger breakouts on the body, some kind of allergy, some kind of, breakouts on the skin, rashes, etc. Anxiety can bring on itching. The body often expresses what words cannot. And these are the signals that we all understand so beautifully in Radical, don't we? I'm having a pain here suddenly. I'm having cramps, which I've never had. Suddenly, I'm having a headache while we are doing the radical healing also. The body is responding. So, when all this is happening, there is something interesting that also happens. A skin condition appears, and very often the emotional discomfort becomes bigger than the physical discomfort. We become conscious of how we look. We wonder what others are thinking. We may hide, compare, judge, or criticize ourselves. We keep doing that. Now, from a radical perspective, this raises a very important question. Is the skin the problem? Or is our relationship with our skin the deeper invitation to understand the problem? Can we learn to accept our color, our shape, our scars, our marks, and even our, on our healing journey exactly as it is meant to be where we are at this moment? Because true healing often begins with acceptance, not rejection. We know that, right? Another fascinating area is recurrent skin conditions. Why do some issues keep returning even after treatments? While there may be medical reasons, many metaphysical traditions invite us to also explore recurring emotional patterns, unresolved stress, boundary issues, self image concerns, or experiences that have not yet been fully processed. Yeah. I'd love to have some responses and reactions, whether you're getting what I'm trying to say, because today it is all about skin deep or soul deep. Yeah? And today is Fulsome Friday. Remember that. So, symbolically, what about photosensitivity? The body's reaction to sunlight. Symbolically, sunlight has always represented visibility, truth, vitality, and illumination. Right? It invites us to ask a gentle question. How comfortable am I being fully seen? Not just physically, but emotionally and energetically. Now, none of these reflections replace medical science. Let's be clear about that. They are not diagnosis. They are just invitations for a deeper self-awareness alongside appropriate medical care. So it combines both beautifully. But do we know it or do we understand it? That is the question. So today we have this wonderful opportunity to learn from Preeti, who understands both the science of the skin and the fascinating connections between our thoughts, feelings, emotions, energy, and well being. She is well ingrained in the world of radical. As you listen, I invite all of you to remain curious. I also invite you all today to have your questions, whichever you may want to ask her later, because let's understand. Perhaps your skin is not merely something you live in. Perhaps it's also something that speaks to you. And perhaps healing only begins when we learn how to listen with awareness, my favorite word. Correct. So today, the format is I'm going to invite Preeti now on the platform. I will have a few question answers for which she will answer me, not me, all of us. And after that, we'll keep the forum open for all of you, whichever questions you may have or whatever you would like to ask her, for as a healing, as a suggestion, and whatever she comes up in her with her expert knowledge. Correct? So we all know that Dr. Preeti Savardekar is a popular dermatologist in South Bombay, Mumbai. And she incorporates radical techniques in her medical practice to holistically deal with skin issues for her patients. Right. So let me invite Preeti. Where are you? Preeti, could you have your camera
Good
on, please?
morning.
Good morning.
Yes,
Yes,
good morning.
yes. Let me pin you. Let me pin you. Wait. Okay.
Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Right.
Hi, good morning.
Can you hear
Good
me?
morning.
Okay. So I have to pin you. Yes, I have to pin you. Right. And I pin myself. I pin. All right. So here we are.
Good morning.
Good morning, Preeti. Thank you so much for taking out time for this program today. And I'm
Of
really
course.
grateful because all of us here are very eager for you to answer our, queries regarding
Yes,
our understanding of the skin, our relationship with the skin, the holistic angle of the skin, and then skin related questions that people may have physically to be answered. So,
perfect.
welcome very much today to Fulsome Friday. Fulsome
Yes,
Friday is always very happy to have you because since even last time I remember it was such a fascinating program when you had come on the Fulsome Friday, and
yes,
everyone. everyone had so many questions to ask you, right?
And Fulsome Friday is very fun because I know you always have such wonderful topics to discuss, and everybody is so involved. So I was waiting for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. So I have a few queries that I have tried to raise,
Yeah.
from a perspective of how people can understand. Because today it's not just about a skin treatment, it is
No,
about understanding the link of skin deep and soul deep, you know. So,
beautiful.
yeah. So tell me, why is the skin considered the largest organ of the body?
So the skin, if you see, starts not only from just the top of your head because hair comes out from the skin, nails come out from the skin. So it starts from the top of your head, goes all the way down to your toes because even the nails, like we said, come out from the skin. It covers and protects the entire body while it also acts like a barrier. It's a sensor, like you mentioned, for touch, and it's a regulator of temperature. So sometimes when we are in the cold, we sweat, we are hot, we feel dry. So it's all these uh, uh, the sensory regulation and barrier functions that it performs, and hence it's the largest organ. It is an organ. We think it's an organ because organs are supposed to be like meat,
Inside,
but
like heart and
the
liver and
skin
yeah.
is the largest organ. Yes, you are right.
Okay, wonderful. Tell me, what are the most common causes of skin problems today?
So, if in this kind of period, where we are right now, the times that are current times that are going on, stress has been the most important factor causing skin issues. And most of the skin diseases are psychosomatic. That's how it means psychosomatic, connected to the mind. And pollution, now the pollution levels are so high in our metro cities that actually people are landing up with photo aging or textural changes, hair issues. Everything is related to pollution. There's hormone changes, of course, with our menstrual changes, not only menarche but also menopause. Not only that, but pregnancy. Each time that the hormones change in our body, there are changes which can happen on the skin. The lifestyle habits, most of us have very hectic lifestyle. Sometimes we are not taking care of our skin with the right products. And the genetics, many times we inherit these from our parents. The diet that we follow, are we eating good amount of vitamins, are we eating good amount of protein? These are the important things to remember. And of course your environment, like if you're staying in a very hot humid climate, you will have issues which are related to the climate. People in the cold weathers will have issues related to the cold weather, where the skin is very dry, they wrinkle faster, they get pigmentation faster. So each issue comes up with the surrounding, the pollution, the stress levels. So it's not only the outside but also the inside which plays a role to give you skin issues.
Wow. So right now I'm asking you the external factors about skin. I'll come to the deeper part later.
Okay,
Tell me,
perfect.
how much does stress affect the skin? Does it
So, uh,
physically show up?
so it's very uncanny, but when you are stressed, your mind is at totally racing, or you're worried, or you're thinking, you're anxious. It sets up a hormonal cascade in the body because when you're not at rest or when you're not relaxed,
Mm,
your organs have to function much more. The hormones are produced at a much faster rate. Indirectly, they worsen inflammation, they
mhm.
can cause itching, they can increase the acne, eczema, they can increase the psoriasis patches on the body, and also sensitivity to the skin issues. Like, you sometimes you feel, oh, my skin is very sensitive. I wore a certain cloth and it's itching me, or I'm not comfortable. Even sensitivity to the skin, or like, wearing, especially people who, pierce their ears and they say, I can't believe my ear is not healing. I can't wear my earring. So these are all related to the stress that they are going through. And recently, I've had two, three patients who've come with this hearing issue. And when I've told them to start listening to their inner voice or accept their mistakes to themselves, and actually the pain has stopped and the issue has healed much faster than normal. So
Okay.
yeah, it does affect the skin.
So that we talked about, how much does stress affect? What about emotions? Do emotions really influence skin health?
Yes. So emotions affect our hormones. They affect our immunity. When you're very stressed, you're sad, you're grieving, you're depressed, your immunity can go down.
Okay.
And increased inflammation also. All of these can impact the skin because the inflammation will worsen the skin problem. Immunity low will worsen the autoimmune disorders, or even if you have low immunity, you catch on infections from the bacteria, fungal, around in the atmosphere that you're in. And yes, emotions will affect the skin.
Okay. Wow. I mean, I didn't realize this part of it, which you said, that the immunity part, that,
Yeah.
the emotions can affect that skin health. Okay.
Yes.
So this was the external part that I talked about. Now, all of us as humans are very conscious of self-image, right? And that plays a major role in us deciding how we perceive ourselves. Okay. So here I'd like to ask you a few questions. Why do visible skin conditions affect our confidence so deeply?
Because the skin is, of course, visible and becomes linked to our self image and how we believe others perceive us. So, the minute somebody tells you something, oh, you're looking very tired, what happened to you? It immediately affects us. However, if we are confident saying, oh, nothing's wrong with me, maybe you're thinking it like that. It's not easy for us to answer like that and walk away, but we immediately pick up the negativity and we get affected. Somebody says, why are you looking so dark? Where did you go? And then it starts playing on us. Am I looking dark? What happened to me? So the sensitivity, we have to be so strong and confident, and our self-image has to be so good that it's okay if I look dark, so I'm fine inside. It doesn't bother me. This part, if we learn to overcome this issue, then visible skin issues will not affect our confidence so
And,
deeply.
and I'm sure there must be a lot of people who come up to say that I don't look good, my skin is not good, I have patches, I have blotches and all that, and my
And
self
I have to tell
confidence.
them it's okay, you look fine. Sometimes it's not so bad, but something is there inside which they're not able to voice out, and which is why it shows up on them. Like they feel, I'm not happy, I'm not looking good, I'm not happy with my skin. What can I do? And I'm like, you don't need to waste money on doing anything. But these are the people where I have to counsel, I have to let them talk, let them come out with their issues, maybe give them some affirms, and then they're like, oh yeah, actually I'm fine.
So you do give them
They feel,
affirmations, under such
yeah, yeah, yeah.
circumstances.
So most, not most, I would say about 50 to 60% of my patients who are ready or who need this kind of work, I'm always, guiding them, trying to talk to them. And of course, first you have to gauge whether they're ready, because not everybody is ready to accept and, understand this. But when they come up saying, I tried so many things, I've applied all these creams and nothing's working, that's when I get my cue that I need to go inside.
Okay, okay. Tell me, I mean, you would have noticed it a lot. Why do some people become very conscious about their skin while others are not that conscious at all? Maybe let's call
Yeah,
off
like,
a darker complexion. I mean, just a simple thing, I'm giving an example. Some people are very conscious about it and others are not. Why is
I'll
that?
give you I'll give you an example here. John Abraham, Dino Moria have scars on their face. They never cared. They're still great actors, and they never came to do treatments to make them go away.
But they're
Right?
good looking
So there
guys.
are some, and the example you give about darkness, it often depends on your personality, your self-esteem, your life experiences, and social conditionings. So
Okay.
if their parents accepted them and did not point out what happened to you, stop picking on your scars, on your skin, you'll make scars. So people who make us conscious, or the social conditionings, why are you looking so dark? You're supposed to be fair. I mean, it's all the surrounding that we live in, our whole personality. Like if my physique is very good, my body is very good, then if I have a little flaw, it doesn't matter to me. But yes, if people make me conscious about it, or if I fall into that trap, I would say, if I fall for it and if I'm not confident enough, yeah, it will affect me, and then I become conscious, and then you keep wondering, how do I get, you chase it, basically you want to get it better.
Yeah.
And even if you chase it until you learn the lesson it has to teach you, it won't go.
Okay. And tell me, how can we build self-confidence while dealing with a skin condition? How can anybody do
So
that?
we have to learn to separate our self-worth from our appearance, focusing on self care rather than self judgment.
Oh, wow. What a statement.
Judgment Judgments are what we fall for, and then we take them as our own and we start criticizing ourselves. We start not looking at our self-worth, but we look at our appearance and say, oh my god, but you're so much more worthy than just a little fat on your body or a little pigment on your skin or a little hair loss on your scalp. But they forget to look at that, and that's when we get affected. So
Ah,
self confidence can be built by working on your self worth
right.
and self care.
Okay. Interesting. So tell me, is there a connection between self-esteem and skin health?
I would say indirectly yes, because better self esteem can reduce the stress since you're not worried, you're not anxious, your stress is reduced, and it will support your overall well being. Because when you're in that happy space or you're in a better positive mindset, everything starts working out better for you. The more we are negative, the more we doubt, the more we have worries, the more we have self concerns, you'll keep manifesting something or the other to prove you right. The mind works like that. So, this is where I have to tell them to be positive, take care of yourself in a more think of the positive parts about you and get your self esteem higher so
Mhm.
that things start working out.
Okay. So we talked of image, self-image, but there's another aspect, which we mentioned in the beginning, and that is about emotions, which is a very strong factor. Where in Radical we are trying to help people understand their thoughts, feelings, emotions, release them, let go, so that things can work better for them. Right? Tell me, are there particular emotions that you often see linked with skin flare ups?
So, especially anxiety can flare up a lot of eczema, psoriasis, and atopic dermatitis. Frustration, embarrassment, when people make you more conscious. Emotional overwhelm, like, oh my God. A lot of these kind of shock when you get really affected and it bothers you. These are common triggers. And of course, stress is a big trigger for flare ups of skin issues.
Okay, so you mentioned stress, you said anxiety, uh,
Frustration
frustration, embarrassment, and being
and
overwhelmed.
emotional overwhelm.
Yeah, overwhelmed. It could be because of any circumstances around you,
Any
right?
circumstance.
Okay,
Yes,
that
yes.
leads to a lot of skin situation. Actually, I think here I'd like to add, because I've seen a lot of people who otherwise have been leading normal lives, but suddenly they start putting on a lot of weight, right?
Mm.
And sort of, their skin and everything starts becoming very plumpy. So, of course, that means you're storing all that stress, anxiety, frustration, etc. inside you, which is
And your body is
making your
just
body
supporting you.
expand like a balloon. Correct?
Your
Oh,
body is supporting you in that weight because your body has a consciousness. Now,
okay.
to link the mind and body so that you understand what's going on here, so that you can heal the body. And what is the body trying to tell you so that you can change that in your mind? That's where we have to
Wow.
bridge that gap.
Oh, wow. People, I'm not seeing any claps or any thumbs up or anything coming up. Are you not enjoying what is being told to
The,
you today? This is really
hope
bad.
the words are not too
Remember, this is Fulsome
above.
Friday. Okay. My next question is, why do conditions like eczema, psoriasis, acne,
Psoriasis,
yeah, psoriasis, right? Psoriasis, oh, yeah,
psoriasis,
psoriasis.
psoriasis.
Okay. So conditions like eczema, psoriasis, acne, or itching often become worse during stressful periods. Why does that happen?
So there are a lot of inflammatory pathways in our body, like I mentioned about the hormones. Hormones are nothing but they are like those little triggers, or they're those little messengers, chemical messengers who, the minute there's stress here, the hormones will start running around trying to correct things in the body. And
Oh,
those inflammatory pathways get activated, and hence the skin conditions can get aggravated. So
oh,
it's all connected. Yeah, the stress will release certain hormones, the hormones will go all around your body in the blood, and when they circulate, the inflammation in the body starts increasing. So some people even feel hungry. Stress induced food intake, like you're desperate to eat just anything that comes in front of you. You hate to eat a chocolate, but when you're stressed, you might just eat up a whole bar of chocolate and then feel guilty. What did I do? Oh my God, I ate so much sugar. So it's just the inflammatory pathways which get aggravated, and you can get, your body goes into chaos.
Right. So I think it's an offshoot of the same question, but can
Yeah.
anxiety or suppressed emotions manifest physically on the skin?
So they contribute to physical reactions. You know how in the body you start reacting differently, like your nervous system, your immune system. So when you say that anxiety, what would it do? Anxiety can even set up something like palpitations.
Ah, okay.
Anxiety can even give you something like, of course, itching, where we are talking about skin. So the minute they are anxious, they start scratching on their body. And your suppressed emotions, when you're not able to voice it out, it's like you start forming a, like not a tumor, but maybe some lumps on your body, lipomas. You have different growths on the body. So when you've got suppression of your emotions, that can land up as skin issues, which are forming like basically lump, cystic acne. It's all suppressed anger. You have frustration, sitting in your skin. And this is where the connection is, where anxiety and suppressed emotions can set up physical reactions, either to the skin, to the nervous system, or the immune systems. All these can get affected.
Okay. Okay. So people remember now you're getting to know your skin better from all aspects. And then, of course, we will be taking your questions later. But try and understand that how our thoughts, feelings, emotions, and our own behavior towards our skin and our self is affecting our lives. Okay?
So here, Aarti, I
Yeah.
would like to share one episode, one patient, when I told her this, that, you cannot suppress your emotions, you have to let it out. So she says, oh, so I should go home and fight with my husband, mother-in-law, and my father. And I said, no, 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 I'm not telling you to fight. I'm telling you to process your emotions. Maybe do journaling where you can let it out.
Mhm.
So there are ways to let it out. You don't have to always go and voice it out and make, your
Yeah.
relationships at home go crazy,
Yeah.
but understand why it is happening. Journal it out, maybe talk to a therapist and understand, why am I attracting these things? So that's where the whole thing goes. Not just to, go out and blurt it out and be blunt with people, but understand why we are, manifesting these things in our life.
Yeah, because basically it is all about self work. Unless we do work on ourselves to heal ourselves, we cannot expect a shift in the circumstances or the situations around us. So that's very, very true. Now, let me ask you just a few more questions, if you don't mind. That why do some skin conditions keep coming back despite treatment? Why?
So we have to remember that, because your triggers like stress, lifestyle factors, allergens, sometimes you know that you're allergic to lactose or you're lactose intolerant, but you keep having tea because tea makes me, or coffee, which makes me get less anxious. Coffee makes people calmer. They say that, oh, I need my coffee to be available and to be focused and stuff. But then coffee has to have milk. I mean, instead of black coffee, the people who drink coffee with milk. Now, when you know that you're allergic to milk, but you will drink your coffee, you will get your triggers to come back. So there are some tiny things which we have to like point out to them, that, Arey, but how can you drink coffee? You have allergy to milk. But that much milk is okay, na doctor. Like for them, it feels like, Arey, this much is okay, nothing can happen with it. So hormones, lifestyle factors, your allergens like these, or your immunity, these conditions, if it's not corrected or addressed well, skin conditions will keep coming back despite treatment. And not only that, like we talked about the self work, if we don't understand what the body is trying to tell us, or what is it that I have to learn, the brilliance in this issue, it will keep coming back. So that until you learn, you go to the right doctor, or you somebody, makes you understand, or you yourself come across things which will open up your mind and say, oh my God, this is why it's not going.
Okay.
So it's a lot of these triggers which keep getting our skin conditions to come back.
You mentioned lifestyle factors. So,
Yeah.
what lifestyle factors commonly trigger recurring skin issues?
This is a very good question because most of us are going through these right now with, the war, the anxiety, people, our children are abroad. So we have poor sleep. Most of us are even scrolling on Instagram and we are not having good hours of sleep that we should be. And of course, some of us are stressed and worried, and which is why we are not able to sleep. So poor sleep is a big contributory factor because when you sleep, your hormones release the growth hormone, which is released. Basically your folders are, the subconscious mind arranges the folders. Everything that you had during the day gets calmed down, put into the correct folders. Everything is regulated during your sleep. And if you have poor sleep, then you're not in the right frame of mind. Your triggers will continue, your inflammation will continue. So the lifestyle factors, the sleep is the most important. Chronic stress would be a second one. Unhealthy diet, when we are out all day and we are working, but then, oh, this guy's got a samosa, let me have one. I see a burger here, let me finish that. So unhealthy diet, sometimes even just, we don't eat the right things on time, like eating lunch at 6 o'clock in the evening. That's not right, that's unhealthy because your body needs its food and its care at the right time, and we're not giving it to the body. The body is going to fight with you, the body is going to try to tell you what you're doing. And dehydration, most of us don't drink enough water. We are in the AC, sometimes we are, pani piya to ghadi ghadi bathroom jana padega, we don't want to visit the washroom because we are busy trying to finish things. So dehydration is another major factor, and this comes in your lifestyle issue. And some of the men who are smoking, the smoking actually increases the dehydration, increases inflammation in your body. And the nicotine in the blood also does not allow the absorption of certain vitamins. So these are all factors which are lifestyle issues which can trigger recurring skin issues. And lack of self care, when we don't put our sunscreens, we don't apply the night cream, we don't apply the moisturizer, we let the skin be dry, then that dry skin is going to pick up pigmentation, the dry skin is going to pick up maybe melia, something or the other will keep happening because the dry skin is like raw open skin. You have easy access from the environment to bacteria, pollution, fungus, everything can enter your skin much easily. So these lifestyle factors, taking self care, poor sleep, chronic stress, your unhealthy diet, and dehydration can all lead to triggers for your skin conditions.
For people who are listening in, please remember, if you're on the path of healing yourself, take care of these factors and consciously make an effort to not look at your mobile phone after 10 o'clock in the evening if you sleep at 11. At least they say normally 2 hours gap, but at least
1 hour.
1 hour at least make it a gap. If you want to listen, listen to some music or read a book or something, but just let go of that stress creator that is the phone. And we all know it. I mean, technology basically. And yeah, but tell me, related to the same thing you said, that what role actually do sleep, stress, and diet play in recurring skin condition?
They actually play a major role because all three can induce or influence the inflammation in the body, reduce your immunity, and affect the repair mechanism. So the repair mechanisms get slowed down. So hence, when you start, when you get admitted to the hospital, somebody has a bad problem and they have to get admitted. They have to sleep well because there's nothing to see. There's no TV, there's no phone. They're stopped from doing all this. And they're made to not think much, no stress, no, the diet is proper. They get boiled food. They have to eat an egg every morning. Automatically, things start calming down. So all these three play a major role to influence inflammation, immunity, and repair mechanisms. It gets slowed down.
Okay. So now we talked of the external physical body and the internal, the way we look at it based on all the emotions that we store. How about from the consciousness perspective? Now I'm coming to what we do, right? So, from your experience, do you see a connection between mindset and recovery?
So the more people are positive, the positive people I see healing much faster. There's more resilience, there's quick healing. But the negative or the sad, the the people who are not, they'll keep doubting. they don't heal very easily. So, a positive, balanced mindset will definitely support resilience and healing, whereas the negativities will always slow you down.
Okay. So, yeah, that we all know, but we don't try to follow it, right? So, tell me, how important is self acceptance during the healing journey?
Extremely important, because there again the self worth part comes in, right? Acceptance of self the way we are reduces your emotional stress, supports overall well being, gives you an important, your confidence increases and your self esteem gets better.
Right. And so your skin also responds better.
Skin also starts responding better
Okay.
because your mind shows up, whatever is going on inside will show up on the body.
Okay. Tell me, can positive affirmations support skin healing alongside medical treatment? You, with your experience, you would be able.
Of course, because I have seen patients immediately, like, a lady came in with nice red, big, big blisters on her stomach, and she had issues with power games with her daughter-in-law, and the son had kicked her out of the house, and she was living in an old age home and very upset. And as I made her do the affirmations, as I talked to her and counseled her, her stress in the mind, she was okay, acceptance. I understand why it happened, why this is going on, why am I manifesting this. And literally in 15 minutes, when she got up to leave the clinic, her daughter is saying, Mama, you were not able to put your sari down now, it's not paining you. And she's like, yeah, the pain is gone. She lifted her sari and the red big bumps had actually gone flaccid. The blisters with filled with water had actually gone flaccid, and the color had changed to pink. So she was much more like relaxed. It was not paining as much. It was not so sensitive. And immediately, your positive affirmations can make you reduce stress, improve your self image, support emotional well being, and also raise your self image, your self worth. Everything starts changing with positive affirmations. And I've seen it in front of me in the like 10-15 minutes of doing it. Patients start feeling different. Their aura changes. Their face looks much better. So I show them the mirror. Do you remember this was looking so dark? How is it now? Yeah, doctor, it's become lighter. So they also notice it that it does change with the change in mindset.
So normally doctors have their writing pad, which they write the
Okay.
prescription. So do you have the radical book with you all the time on the table also?
Yes, it's under the writing pad.
Okay.
So first, my writing pad will get all the medicines out, and she'll say, Doc, I've already used this. Can you write something else? Can you write something better? Can you write something stronger? And then I'm like, you don't need stronger. I think what you could do is do some affirmations. How open are you to that? And they're like, affirmations? What will that do? I said, try it out. Let's see. And then my book comes out.
Right,
So
right.
so that's how I finish the medical side first
Yeah.
and then get to the radical part later if they feel unsatisfied or if they have more questions. Then that's a cue for me that, I need to open the book and give them some more gyan.
Right. Okay. So, again, it may be a repeat, but I think it's important for us to understand what daily practices would you recommend to support both skin health and emotional well-being? What do you think, we can do, all of us?
So, number one priority is sleep again. Good
Yeah.
sleep. We have to have at least 7 hours of sleep at our age. After 50, the sleep goes down. So, you're not able to sleep longer. The younger children can sleep even 10, 11 hours. How they wake up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it's unbelievable. But you have to have at least 6 to 7 hours of sleep. Hydration. Remember to drink a lot of water because 90% of your body, all your cells, your hair, your nails have water in them. And if there's less water, they get dry, dehydrated, you get wrinkling, you get hair frizziness, you get hair breakage. All these things, your skin starts having infections, your skin glow goes away, it's dull, all because of low hydration. So, good sleep, hydration are first parameters for me. After that, stress management. Try to be calmer. Try to let your stress out by journaling. Try to talk to somebody, get a therapist, get a therapy session, whatever needed to calm you down.
Right.
Mindful breathing. Breathing techniques can be followed to calm down the stress. Healthy nutrition, eat a well balanced diet with proteins, with vitamins, fiber, and good fats. Now, good fats, you would wonder what are good fats? The avocado, the olive, you have the sweet potato. These are good fats, or called as complex carbohydrates, which the body has to break down, and you feel full for longer. So your satiety is much better. You're satisfied, and you're not hungry at every, because the stress keeps making you want to eat. So these foods will help you to eat less, keeps you fuller for longer, and then automatically your body can start healing. And
Yeah.
of course, self compassion and acceptance of self. When you start taking care of self, automatically the change starts happening.
You said this about the vegetarian part. What about people who eat non-vegetarian? What are the good fats for them?
So, good fats for non vegetarian would be fish, which is lean protein, and you have the omega fatty acids which come in fish, which is why it's good. And of course, chicken is fine, but then nowadays, with the chickens being injected with those hormones and medications to prevent the bird flu, all the farmers, all the poultry, they've started doing this because they see they're getting more money for that same bird which weighed half kilo less. So eat chicken, but in moderation, twice or thrice a week, and try to do fish twice or thrice a week. And once a week, you could do the lamb or the mutton,
Okay.
in
Okay.
easier forms. Like you could do a soup, you could do a paya soup, you could do just, some parts, some organs, we say they are good for the body. So
Right.
you could do some, yeah, once a week would be the meat, because that can increase your cholesterol if you do it too often. Red
Right.
meats are known to increase cholesterol.
Right. Right. So there's an angle of photosensitivity. We talked about sunlight making us behave in a certain way too. Tell me,
Yeah.
why do some people develop allergies or reactions to sunlight?
So an abnormal skin reaction to UV exposure. UV exposure, of course, sun is one major light giving factor. There could be genetics involved here. Like some people have photosensitivity in the ancestral lineage. Some medications, like especially with diabetes, they cause anti-diabetic drugs cause the skin or the patient to be photosensitive. So you get reactive in the sun. Some immune responses, if your immunity, some mediators, the inflammatory mediators that are in a body are deficient, the minute you are out in the sun, the minute you start getting hot and sweaty, your body will start reacting. And certain medical conditions, like when you have in skin, we have certain diseases, or there's a whole range of issues called porphyrias, where you actually have the sun sensitivity so much that people get blisters and red, and they react, and they have scarring left after exposure to sun. So these are a certain case of people where porphyrias are carried down genetically. There's people who are allergic to sun with like polymorphous light eruption. There's a lot of sun related allergies or skin issues which come up. So some people develop reaction due to their medications, their medical conditions, their immunity, or genetics. This would be, you have to think about and understand where it's coming from.
So I could just say, that keeping that in mind, if we follow, let's say, sun protection, protective clothing, avoiding peak sun hours, and proper skincare, we may be helping ourselves a lot more in terms of,
Of course,
managing
of
photosensitivity
course,
that we have.
and also a good diet. Avoid the spices, avoid the oils which can make you sweat more, because then the heat again is built up in the body.
Right. So just one or two more small questions, then we'll take the audience. What is the most common mistake people make while treating skin issues?
Um, Many times they overdo things. You have, doctor gives you a steroid to put for 10 days, and they see that, oh wow, it's gone. They'll keep putting it the minute it comes back, without realizing why is it coming back. If the doctor said 10 days, you have to go back and check, why is it coming back, doc? It's gone after 10 days, but it's come back. You have to understand what's happening there. But they'll overuse or overdo the cream, which is not supposed to be used, and then you can have side effects.
Okay.
And the most common myth that people have, no, that healthy skin means perfect skin. So I have to have perfection, then I'm healthy. So they'll chase things which are not supposed to be chased just because they want to be perfect.
So you want everybody to know that your skin is unique and constantly
Yes,
changing, and we should take care of it
yes,
accordingly as per age.
yes.
So yeah. Okay. Last question before we open it. If
Yeah.
you could give one daily skin health practice to everyone, what would it be?
So, if I have to say one thing is be gentle on your skin and be accepting of what you have and be consistent with your skincare. So it's three things in one, but accept that okay, if I am a little, dark over here, if I'm dark on the skin or if I have scars on my face, but take care of your skin by consistently applying your products, taking care of your moisturizers, taking care of your, your routine. Use a good face wash. Don't just use soap and in 5 minutes run out of the house. So if you're consistent with your skincare, if you accept and be gentle with ourselves, the skin can actually do wonders and make you feel so good about yourself.
So, if you could just tell us a process that first use a face wash, then what all properly, not just what is sold as,
Yeah.
by the companies. What would be the
So,
proper medical care for your skin? I mean, not medical,
so
skin care.
skincare. They say that we should avoid soap on the skin because soap has a lot of alkalizing agents of which dry your skin. So as we get older, especially above 2025, start using a gentle face wash on your skin. Now you have different face washes for pigmentation, for exfoliation, for dry skin. So choose, get your doctor to advise you or understand what your skin needs are. With the face wash, use a gentle light moisturizer which hydrates your skin and repairs the barrier. So the skin, when it's open and raw, has access to many things from the environment. But if you form the barrier and cover it with a nice moisturizer, your skin is repairing and it has the power to heal and it also gets protected. And then, of course, if you are going out in the sun, when you're indoors, you don't have to use your sunscreen. But when you're outdoors, remember to put your sunscreen, which is like the clothes we wear on our body. The face is always naked, your arms are always open, they're exposed to the sun. And hence, if you wear the sunscreen, which is like a cloth on the face, it's an invisible cloth you're wearing, but that will protect you in the long run to prevent aging, open pores, etc. So, these three things would be my favorites: a face wash, a moisturizer, and a sunscreen.
So, sunscreen,
Besides this,
irrespective of going out or not, you should apply, or just
so
for
at home,
just for going out.
no, if you're working in the kitchen, if you're just, reading a book, you're playing with your child, you don't need it. But now you have a session on the phone, you have a session with your iPad, you have a session with your laptop. The ultraviolet light from the gadgets are
Okay.
also giving you ultraviolet light just like the sunlight.
Oh, this is interesting.
So
Okay.
many people who are in offices, at home, it's only when you're using these gadgets, but in office, when people go from morning to evening, you have to put your sunscreen every 3 hours because your laptop or your computer screen is also making you
Wow.
dark and get you photo aged. Yes.
Wow, people, this is a big learning for us because
Dark circles.
at least
Yeah.
I know I never knew about it. So I'm going to start applying sunscreen now every time I talk to all of you. Wow.
10 to 11.
Thank you so much, Preeti, for this beautiful explanations that you have given us, from all aspects. I thought I could corner you in one way or the other, consciousness, self-image, and all, but thank you so much. You helped us out so beautifully. I'll now, open it up for everybody who would like to ask questions. But let me just read in the chat. There may be some questions here itself. And others, please raise your hands and we'll ask questions. So, uh, can we know more about skin and emotional issue?
So the more you,
More you'd like to add to that, Preeti?
just one line, that the more you take care of your emotions, your skin issues will improve. So work on yourself and
Okay.
take care of your emotions.
So I think here the affirmations would really come in handy, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Correct.
So again, there's another question. Energetically, the answer is from that perspective. What is the cause? What is the cause of eczema and psoriasis? Psoriasis.
So
Energetically.
eczema, from what I've heard from Atman, when she has channeled, eczema uh, is the product of incorrect storage in the subconscious system,
Okay.
and which is why when the folders are corrected, things are organized well, the eczema can get better. And this could be from your childhood, this could be from your
Past
before you were born. Yeah, yeah.
across.
For psoriasis, there's a separation from the source. So either you're separated from God, parents, ancestors, and you have to start connecting. You have to start connecting to your source where you came from, even the universe for that matter. So when I have told patients of psoriasis to start going to the temple, he said, "Yeah, at Bachpan mein I used to visit this temple every weekend, and now I've stopped doing it for the last few years." Actually, the psoriasis started getting better. I was also amazed. I'm like, really? Wow, he came back with the same cream and the same. I didn't change any products for him, but it made a difference. So I
Right,
totally believe in these.
right. So then the next question is, what are the causes of skin thinning other than being genetic or hormonal? How can it be improved?
So your collagen is getting lost because of ultraviolet light exposure. That's one. Second is you're not protecting your skin with good moisturizing. And third is your nutritional deficiencies. If you eat a good diet which builds collagen, supports your estrogen, supports your hormones, automatically your skin will start getting better. I had a lot of thin skin under the eyes, but I've made them better by changing my diet, eating well, and of course protecting with the sunscreen.
Right, right. Then there is, what are the causes of pigmentation?
There's multiple causes of pigmentation. Our Indian skin, first of all, is prone to pigmentation because we have a lot of melanin cells in our skin. And the minute you are exposed to sunlight, you are exposed to ultraviolet light, you get pigmentation.
Mhm,
Hormone changes in the body, especially during pregnancy, menopause, even menarche, or exposed to, like environmental pollution, can land up giving you pigmentation.
mhm.
Even friction, you keep scratching on a particular area because you're itchy there, because it's your habit. You sit on the table and you're thinking and you keep scratching. Frictional pigmentation, you can land up getting pigmentation just on that particular area where you've been scratching or touching or rubbing. So people who are carrying bags on their shoulders, they get pigmentation on their bra line and they wonder, okay, why did this happen? This side is not there, only this side. Is it from my bra? No, but it's from the bag that you're carrying. So the friction can create pigmentation too, and it could be various reasons. So once we see, we come to know what the reason is and we guide accordingly.
There's another question. How can we protect ourselves from tanning due to swimming? Sunscreen, I think.
Sunscreen. So you have to put the sunscreen 15 to 20 minutes before going in the water, because many people put it and they go inside and then they feel I'm not protected, I'm still getting dark. But the sunscreen takes time to set and form a film. It
Hmm.
takes about 15 to 20 minutes. So you have to put it 20 minutes before. Take your shower in the pool, but don't wash your face off. And just let the water run through before going into the pool and then go into the pool. Then the sunscreen protects you for 45 minutes only in the water. You
And
have to come out
what power of sunscreen should you use normally?
50 or above. SPF 50, sun protection factor SPF 50 or above is very good for protection from the swimming pool. But if you're just walking around in the sun, you're doing some errands, you're sitting on the computer like this, that even a 15 or a 30 would be okay for an hour or two. But when you have to have longer hours, you're out for long, 50 SPF and above is always preferred.
Right. Okay. So then, Veena, your question is not related to skin. I'm sorry, I cannot take it. It's not a question related to skin. So, Neha says breakouts on face and back for teenagers with unsettled menstrual cycle.
So they have to correct their menstrual cycle first,
How
and
do they
that
do
could be
that?
just with a good diet, maybe some yoga exercises, and good sleep. Nowadays, the teenagers are not sleeping well,
Ah, okay, okay. So there
and
are,
change the food
and
habits.
okay. Shweta, is your question answered or you still have another
Please
question?
ask for tanning, remove
Another
tanning.
question I'm just putting it on chat instead now.
Okay, Ruby, what is your question? Ruby? Ruby, are you there? No, okay, she'll come back.
Am I audible, Preeti?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello?
Hi, Ruby. Ah,
Ruby,
she's
you're
gone off.
muted now. You're muted now.
So Shweta was asking how to remove tanning. I could just start with a little home care that you could do. You can take a piece of papaya, remove the seeds, when you take a little square, and just rub it all over your body 10 minutes before your shower. So while you're either sitting on the pot or in the shower itself, you've applied it and you're just cleaning up your, inner clothes, whatever. 10 minutes, the papaya rub stays on your skin, and then you start your shower and wash yourself. Papaya has the power to cleanse or lighten the dark skin because it has citric acid and lightening agents in it. The enzymes which are present in papaya. You could also use dahi or yogurt, curds, a spoon, and put a little besan or gram flour in it. Use it like a little paste and rub it all over. That
Okay.
would also help you to
Right.
reduce the tan and get your skin like, it acts like a scrub and makes your skin get more clear.
So
Thank you
there's
so
a
much.
question that sunscreen, you talked about applying every 3 hours. So do we need to keep washing face and applying it, or on top of that only whatever is applied?
So people who do not have acne, I tell them you can reapply on top, it's okay. But using a wet wipe would help because it removes the dead skin cells from the
Ah,
first layer and then you can reapply. So a wet wipe is always easy to keep with you in your purse, in your office, in your home, and just gently wipe the first layer, put the second layer, and you're ready to sit on the, continue your work again.
so we talked about tanning, which can happen in the swimming pool. Any घरेलू nuskha to remove tanning?
Yeah, we just spoke about the papaya and
Ah,
the yogurt with the besan.
okay,
That would help to remove the tan at
okay.
home on home as a homely thing. But if they want to use a cream, any cream with glycolic acid helps to remove the tan for the body parts. It's very good.
So papaya has to be raw papaya or ripe papaya?
Right, ripe, ripe.
Ripe papaya. Okay, okay, that is fabulous. And then we have Sharon. You have a question, Sharon? Sharon?
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you. Beautiful questions, beautiful answers.
Thank
I
you
would
so
like
much.
to, Doc, you explained very nicely. Thank you so much. I have one question. Under the eyes, you mentioned something that I have this thin skin under my eyes and my veins can literally be seen. So what natural method can be used or nutrition or something like that? Okay?
How old are you, Sharon? Sorry to ask online.
No, no issues at all. I am 61. I don't have any wrinkles. I have a very smooth face.
Wow.
My power is very heavy. My specs power is pretty heavy. So therefore my spectacle weight is heavy. So I don't know if that is the reason.
Okay. So under eye skin can be thin because we lose the fat under the eyes. Usually, as
Right.
when we are younger, no, the skin is nice and tight, and the
Yeah.
fat from your cheek, your malar fat pad is nice and tight. But as we
Right.
get older, the the sockets that we have, you see a skull, and you see
Hmm.
some sockets are deep, some are bigger, some are smaller, depending upon our
Right.
race. So
Right.
our genetics gives us a different socket of the, your structure is different, and hence, when
Okay.
you lose the fat, your skin starts looking thinner and your tear troughs become prominent. Now,
Right.
to make the skin thicker at 61 would be difficult with any home remedies because it's like
Mm-hmm.
the time has gone. But there are
Right.
procedures like microneedling RF frequency, like radio frequency. It's not a laser, it can be used close to the eyes, and that has helped many people to make the skin plumper because it stimulates collagen production. So no
Okay. What
creams might do the job, but if you do a procedure like once a month for 3 or 4 turns, that would really help your under eye area to become plumper. Since you said you don't have wrinkles, your skin structure is
pretty
good.
good. Pretty good.
Yeah. So you could just work on the eyes and make your under eye area become a little better by microneedling RF, MNRF.
Micro needling or
Yeah.
MNRF. Because I've had this
MNRF.
problem not from now. I've had it from like 25,
Which is why
from the
you
age
need
of
to stop.
25. So,
It needs a procedure. It won't happen just by applying any creams or just doing something at home.
right, right, right,
Okay, there's another very
right.
important
Thank
question.
you so much.
Thank you,
Welcome.
Sharon. Thank you. What about vitiligo? How can we heal that? Or what is suggested by you?
So vitiligo is leukoderma, where you have white patches on your body. Now, there's definitely ancestral or some past life here issue involved here, which needs to be worked on. So when you actually take sessions and do self work and understand even a past life regression, something to find out why you have manifested this in this life, and the biggest learning for them is acceptance. Even if the world looks at you like, oh my God, white spots, say so that's okay. I'm a spotted human being. Doesn't matter. So that acceptance and that self confidence is the learning that you have come here on earth to learn. And the more you learn that, then the disease has done its job and then it starts fading. So it starts going away or it starts not bothering you as much. And sometimes it has to be there because that's what you've signed up for. So very I mean, it's a little, I know it's a touchy issue, but here, this is where the facts are, that either you have signed up for it, either you have something to heal, or you have to learn your acceptance. And then that's when the shift starts happening.
Yeah, because vitiligo can, I mean, metaphysically also, it's across time and space. If it is genetic, if it is ancestral, and it is definite because we
Yeah,
see it
yeah,
passing down from
yeah.
generations. But
But now you find people, there are nothing in the genes, no mother,
yeah,
father having them, but still
yeah,
they've got it.
yeah. So then, I mean, healing as a process can maybe help in some way to make a shift because leukoderma is one of the strongest points, and I think every energetic healing energy workers worldwide are working on it because I think that is something very, very deep, right?
And I would say here that medically, like allopathy medicine, which when patients come to me, most of it is just suppressive or temporary. I cannot offer any medicine which will cure you from the root. That's why people go into Ayurveda, people go into homeopathy, because you need to work on the deeper issues to get to the outside. So that's why sometimes our hands are tied. We can't do much, we can't do much in such cases. And which is why I took to radical, where I understood that, oh, there's a deeper part to the skin. And maybe I can share this knowledge with others so that they can start working on themselves. And that's where I am an ardent follower of Radical for the last 8 years and
Okay.
forever, for till my life.
Yeah, I think it's helped all of us basically.
Yeah,
Once you start believing in yourself and knowing
yeah,
that the healing is auto healing, you're the only one
yeah,
who can heal yourself. A lot of things
yeah.
are shifting, right? So I think this would be the last question. Ruby, I'll come back to you in case you have any other question, or if not, was it the answer that you got that was asked by you? So,
Yes, ma'am, I got the answer. Thank you so much, Preeti, for the insight.
okay.
Thank you, Ruby.
So, yeah, so this question is that regarding use of oils as moisturizer for the face, can this be a preferred natural option?
So
Oil.
when your skin is normal and you don't have any issues,
Mm,
absolutely oil is fine.
mm.
But people who have issues like barrier repair, you have psoriasis, eczema, many people have said, can I use oil, doctor? Why should I buy these creams? They're so expensive. But many of the creams contain ceramides, they have polysaccharides, they have pentavitine. Like these are products which help to repair the skin barrier, or they penetrate into the skin to give the lipids which are missing in the skin so that the skin will hold together, the skin cells hold together. So if you are having a issue on the skin like eczema, psoriasis, etc., atopic dermatitis, you have to apply the prescribed medicines because they have a job to do. They repair your barrier. The oils will not be able to do that. Oils penetrate and they hydrate. They absorb moisture, but they're not going to repair the barrier of the skin. So people with normal skin, you can continue using oil because you don't have something to heal. But people with issues or patches on their skin need to use the prescribed medicines because then they have a job to do, or they have to clear, or they have to build up that new skin to make the skin get better for the long term healing.
So basically, all that you have told us today, even when I tried to trap you in questions about certain external, internal, consciousness, etc., but all the learnings that you have given, based on that, what we understand is that do the process that the medical fraternity is teaching you or helping you with, but using the power of auto healing with radical and radical affirmations, etc., with absolute clarity that you know that you're going to use it and help yourself can be a big boost, correct? Uh,
Absolutely.
okay. So, there's this last question. This has come up. No more questions now. There is this question. Mine is an oily face and have old pimple marks or very tiny brown black spots. What to do? Which moisturizer, face wash, and sunscreen do you suggest?
So you could use a lightening face wash, which helps to exfoliate the dead skin cells. A moisturizer, but if you have oily skin, why would you use a moisturizer? So I would suggest you not to use a moisturizer and let your natural oils take over, but use a sunscreen so that you're protected and the dark spots don't get darker in the sun. So you have to use a good face wash and a good sunscreen. If she wants a particular name, I need to see your face or at least a picture of what you have so that I can suggest it to you.
Okay, there she is showing her face now.
Yeah, so this is my face.
You look so
I'm sorry.
good. Do you see
I
any
haven't
black spots, anyone?
No, because it is on this screen you are feeling so. I haven't washed my face, although after waking up I'm into meditation and other things. Sometimes I even get little bit depressed, and it takes time for me even to take bath. Instead of taking bath in the morning, I take in the evening. Since 2 3 days I'm doing this.
You have to
So
work
much of
on
time is going into my self healing.
you have to work
Yeah,
on
no,
yourself,
sorry.
because actually what I see right now, your skin is shining. You have beautiful clear skin, but even that little two, three things are making you feel, oh, I have this, because there's something wrong inside. I mean, the emotion needs to heal. So get your
Oh,
self-image, your self-confidence back, and see, this won't matter. It'll start going away on its own.
yeah, it does not matter. It's just out of curiosity that I had asked you. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Oh,
But
Arati.
you could try the home remedy with the papaya.
Yeah, yeah.
okay. So thank you.
I
Thank you
usually
so
do that basin part that you had suggested.
Okay, Bina,
Basin.
enough. That's enough.
Thank you, thank you.
Because it was just a curiosity question. Thank you so much.
Thank
Preeti,
you.
thank you
Yes,
so much.
pleasure.
I'm really grateful that you took out this time for all of us
Yes.
and helped us, in a very subtle way to understand skin deep and soul deep. That was the topic. And
Yes.
you came out so clearly about it. Thank you very much. And I'm sure all of us have benefited from it. And if there are any queries that you'd like to raise, you can ask in the group, Seekers group. Preeti is also part of it. So only
Yes.
skin related questions, which Preeti can answer, but don't take a full session from her because for that you have to go to Bombay and be a patient. Okay. So yes, so any small questions that you have or still something comes up, please do ask her. And I'm sure Preeti, whenever she has the time, she'll try to help us out. But thank you, Preeti. Thank you so much for making this Fulsome Friday really fulsome. Yeah.
And you are so amazing, Arti ma'am, with your work. I can't thank you enough for giving me this opportunity, because there's so much beautiful awareness you are bringing about to everyone. Thank
Thank you so much.
Thank you to both of you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you to
you.
both of you. It was
Thank
wonderful.
Thank you, Radical. Jai Atman and Jai Radical.
Jai
Thank
Atman.
you,
No,
Radhika.
no, we really
Thank
enjoyed
you.
this conversation
Seriously, we
today.
really enjoyed.
Really
Perfect.
enjoyed.
you.
Have a wonderful Friday.
Yeah, I have a
It was
wonderful.
like बस सुनते रहो वो भी बहुत है सुनना ही काफी है.
Okay, wonderful. So thank you very much, all of you, for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Bye bye, and have a great weekend. And I will now see you on Thursday because I'm running
Ah,
again to the mountains. Okay? See
oh.
you on Thursday, all of you. Have a great weekend and all the best. Bye bye. And thank you, Preeti, once again. Thank you.
Pleasure. See you. Bye bye.